Alright, so welcome to Tim Time Projects. And today on Tim Time Projects, walkie-talkies. So these are TYT MD380. It's a digital, but they'll do analog as well. Works, but that wasn't always the story. When I got these, one didn't have anything programmed in it, and the other just wouldn't power on. And I assumed it was the battery, and I checked the battery, and it wasn't that. So I ended up having to take it apart. And you can tune in or follow along. I'll show you what I found in a pretty quick, easy fix. And if you have one of these that for some reason blew the internal fuse, you won't have to take it away take it apart quite as far as I did. So stay tuned for some exciting adventures. Alright, so what we have here is a TYT Yankee Tango MD380, and it's a handheld walkie-talkie here, and it wouldn't turn on or anything, and I didn't really know anything about it, so I started taking it apart. What did I discover? Let's see, we can take this antenna out. There's 4 screws in the back. One's missing, somebody must have already had it apart. And these knobs just pull off. And if you have a little wrench like that, that takes the whole different kind. Take the little nuts off around the shafts. They're not real tight. You could even use a pair of needle nose pliers. Again, wishing it even spin them off with a screwdriver so you can see when they're off. To find out, I probably didn't have to tear it apart quite as far as I did. So I think once I get all that stuff off, this will pull out of here. Well, there's a little ribbon cable there, and you can unsnap it right there. I don't need to because I've already found where my fault is. Tested the battery was good. Well, of course the battery touches on these little tangs on this side right here, so I took this out. In order to take this out, there's a bunch of screws on the top, and you have to desolder the right here, you have to desolder the antenna. Then you take these side screws out, and that's where they push the talk and everything is, and then you have to unsolder where the contacts come in. And it comes right apart. It's pretty easy. Actually, I didn't need to do that. Right here, see if you can see these 2 pads. I'm going to try and zoom it in here a little bit. These 2 pads right here and here. What lives there? A fuse lives there. And I did not know that. Right there, it's a little surface mount fuse. Has a little P on it. And I looked it up. I actually did find a schematic from this, and I looked it up, and it ended up being, I think it was like 3 amps. Let me see if the 3 amps, it doesn't give you the volts. It's a 1206 is the part size. Anyhow, I ended up having to get them on eBay. They were cheap, but shipping. I actually did jumper that with a fuse and 2 little wires, and I got it to work. So I have no idea what caused the fuse to not work, or to actually become open, but when I tested it, I had battery voltage on one side and of course nothing on the other. So I'll get this guy back out of here, and I'm going to put the new one in as soon as I get everything ready, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, unfortunately I think it's about as close as I'm going to be able to get you, but my hands are going to be in the way anyhow. I used my electric tweezers to get it off, but that is glued, or was glued, to the board. It probably glue all the parts down and almost wave soldered them. But anyhow, it did come off, but even when you get the solder off it, it's still kind of stuck to the board. So without further ado, let me get my solder ready and soldering iron. It's been a while since I've used the microscope, so it might take me a couple seconds to get it. Just thinking, like, if I sneezed or something, blew it everywhere. Alright. Get some solder on. Oh, I gotta put a little bit of paste on. I mean, a little bit of flux down. Oh, a little bit goes a long way, huh? Solder's at the very, not at the very tip. I just dropped my solder again. Come here. Oh. We're over there. Let's see. And there it is. There's the fuse back in right there. So let's shove it together and see if she works. Forgot to mention too, there's a wire for the speaker right here that plugs into there. You have to get back in before you put it all together. Alright, here goes nothing. Here's the battery. It should be charged. Battery's in. it turned on. It's saying unprogrammed. Keypad lock. Lucky for me, I have the software to program this. I don't know if it's going to program. The other, I looked at another one from the same location, and it just turned on. Well, let's see, channel 1's working. Let's see if I key it, what happens. Oop. It's just calling a different radio. Well, it seems to come on, so I'm going to go up and just program a FRS or GRS channel into it and test it on that, see if it works. But there you have it. Don't know why the fuse blew. I noticed that they had this when I got it, or saw it actually. It was sitting in a ICOM charger. Don't know if that would even made up with the contacts or if somebody tried to do something, but let me see if I can program it and we'll come back. Alright, so let's see. I programmed just the first 3 channels on. This is the one with the fuse. This was the other one that was there. That works. Channel 1 works. Channel 2 works. Channel 3 works. This has a bunch more programmed. This only programmed 3 channels. Alright, so there you have it. It gives you battery readout and everything. Not sure why the fuse blew, but the fuse blew. I have to finish putting those little nuts on the top there. That's why I left this loose. Yeah, I'll try it out for a little bit and then they can have them back. But very interesting. Thanks for watching. If you have one of these, maybe you'll see it's not too bad of a repair. See ya.